come to this very important moment. This is the moment to rejoicing what we have been doing, what we have been practicing today. So now it is my great honor to invite Most Venerable Dr. Soorakkulame Pemaratana, the Abbot of Pittsburgh Buddhist Center, to share some Dhamma with us now. May we අපි ගෞරවනීය දේවදත්ත හාමුදුරුවන්ට කරුණාවෙන් ආරාධනා කරනවා මේ කටින අවස්ථාවේ අපිට ධර්මානුශාසනාවක් පවත්වන්නට අවස්ථාව දහම් දෙන්න.
Most Venerable Brahmanaga Mudita Nayaka Mahathero and Most Venerable Mahathero and all other respected monks from the United States and Canada, and dear friends in the Dhamma and loving children. We have come to an end of a very special meritorious deed, the Kathina ceremony of this year. This Kathina ceremony in the Great Lakes Buddhist Vihara is an opportunity not only to all of you, but also to all the monks here, to get together and renew our relationships and also celebrate our spiritual friendship. We all have gathered here to support each other for our spiritual practice. This friendship that we have among each other is a very special kind of friendship, very special kind of relationship. We are not here mainly to benefit each other materially, though there are exchange of material items, but mainly we are here to help each other spiritually for our practice. So the Kathina ceremony is one such important event that we all get together and then celebrate, and especially coming to Great Lakes Buddhist Vihara is coming home, or coming to our ancestral home, as we always think about. Because most of the monks today, we are so blessed to have so many monks here. How many monks are in the stage? Can anyone give me the number? How many monks are here? Okay, I can see a hand. How many monks are here? Anybody give me the number? Yes? 16. Clever. Yes. 16 monks. It's not easy to get this many monks here. Is it correct? Is it 16? Okay, good. Yes. So we have 16 monks. We are so blessed to have all these 16 monks, and the monks with long years of experience, expertise and practice. Such a blessing to see this many monks and very erudite and very senior practiced monks here. So it's such a great blessing. And coming here, Great Lakes Buddhist Vihara has given many of these monks the initial training, initial foundation to serve in this country. So for all of us coming to Kathina ceremony in Great Lakes Buddhist Vihara is coming back to our Mahagedara, ancestral home, to see each other, to help each other, and to update about each other. I'm so glad to see all these monks, and this is the time that we also have our own updates. It's nice meeting. Every year we come here, every year we see each other, and then we can see gradually how we are moving in our life. Now we see these children, and last year they were a little smaller than this, and today they are a little bit taller. Who knows how tall you are? Who knows how tall you are? Yes, how tall you are? How tall you are? How tall were you last year? Are you taller than last year? Yes, you will be growing taller and taller and taller. but there will be a time you will stop growing taller. In the morning, Bhante Kusala said that, he see many members getting younger and younger, right? Yeah. I think it is time for him to check his eyesight. Maybe he's reaching his 40s.
Right.
Right.
Close,
right? Yeah, that should be the reason. Because otherwise, every year we see each other, we actually see how we are slowly getting matured. Let's put it that way.
That's a good way.
Yes, yeah. Getting matured and matured and matured. And so that is how we move in our life. In fact, actually, Buddha said that our time flies, right? Time acchenti kala harayanti patyo. The time flies, and then nights are passing by. Acchenti kala harayanti patyo. Vayo guna anupubbang jahanti. Different stages of life passes us one by one. What are the different stages of life? Toddler, childhood, adolescent, youth, middle age, like advanced age. So all these different stages of life is passing us very quickly. So realizing this nature of our life, this fragility, this impermanence, and realizing the inevitability of the death, what we have to do as wise human beings is to do as much good as we can with our available limited lifetimes. But at the same time also to develop our wisdom and then transcend or let go of our worldly desires and expecting a perfect peace, which is the enlightenment and Nibbana. And today we have done a lot of meritorious deeds. Kathina ceremony is one of the most meritorious deeds that you can perform in this world, because it takes 3 months long practice, and all the monks should follow the Vasana precept, and you have to prepare yourself for 3 months to do this Kathina offering. So today you did a great such meritorious deed. So having merits really can make our life comfortable. But one important thing that Buddha has taught us, having merits does not guarantee our happiness. It will make our life easier, it will make our life a little comfortable, but even the most comfortable state of our life, we can still suffer. So our having more merits does not guarantee our happiness. Then what does guarantee our happiness? It is the deep wisdom, the realization of Dhamma that we get will definitely decide, will guarantee the happiness. Therefore, I think all these 3 months, as I learned from Bhante Sankirtan, you have been listening to the Dhamma. Every Friday, Bhante Mudita Nayaka Mahathero and other monks will give you a Dhamma talk, and I have also sometimes listened to those talks over YouTube. And today, during this Vasana season, you were so blessed to have 6 months, right, Bhante? 6 months? 6 months. And you have been listening to the Dhamma sermons by all the monks, including Bhante Punna, sitting here, Bhante Sankirtan, Bhante Rahula, and Bhante Tissa, and then Bhante Dhamma Vihara. So you have been learning the Dhamma from them, and that Dhamma will guarantee you happiness. And other meritorious deeds will guarantee you some easiness in life, some comfort, but not necessarily the happiness, true happiness. Therefore, Buddha said that actually, so when we know the Dhamma and we should reflect the Dhamma, we should compare what we learn with our own life experiences. And then we should gradually mature ourselves, not only physically, but also mentally. So every year when we get together, in addition to see each other how we have matured last year, and we should also check each other how far we are in our spiritual growth. Because all other things will decay. Our youthfulness will decay, our physical energy will decay, everything will be decayed. But only thing that can really grow is our understanding, is our wisdom, is our ability to see our own defilements, our ability to go above our defilements. That's the only skill that we can grow, we can develop. So each other, when we meet every year, that is what we should check each other. How much I have progressed in my spiritual path when comparing to the last year. In order for us to help, how we can discern our own spiritual maturity. Buddha has given us so many criteria to check ourselves, not others, but ourselves. How ourselves the spiritual maturity in our own life. I will share you one important discourse that will help us to mature and to discern or check our own spiritual maturity. The Buddha said that the ordinary people, he starts from the ordinary people. He said that a spiritually immature person who has not really listened to the Dhamma, has not practiced, and his mind, Buddha said that it is arukupamachitto. His mind is actually similar to an open sore or open wound. Has anyone got injured recently? If you have a sore, like a wound, some injury, if you have an open sore, what's going to happen? If you cut yourself, hit somewhere, have some bruise, what's going to happen? That place will hurt a lot. Even when a little thing touches you, even a simple dust touches our open sore, it gives us such a great pain. Sometimes even a strong wind can give us great pain. Touch of a small soft piece of cloth can give us such a great pain. So open sore, open wound can give us pain. It's hurting so much. Even a very simple thing can hurt that open sore. Buddha said that our mind is like that. If we haven't developed our mind, even little thing happening around us, even little words that other people have said, even little mistakes that we have done, even little unexpected things happen in our life can hurt us so much, just like an open sore can get hurt very easily. Our mind can be like that. So many people can hurt us, many things can hurt us. We are living our life just like that open sore. Even many things can hurt us. But that's not the end. But Buddha said that we can actually look into this. Usually when we get hurt, we have a tendency to put the blame on the other person or other thing. How much traffic has hurt you, right? When you really want to come to temple and Bhante Mudita has asked you to come on time, you have a late start from home, and on the top of that, you get traffic. And you start to curse, and sometimes even the person in front of you, the light is green, is not moving on time, you want to feel like, pushing your horn. And so you blame the other person, other people. So that's how our normal habit. But if you think about this open sore, dust can really hurt. Even a piece of cloth, when it touches, really hurt the open wound. But it's really, the real cause of the pain, is it really the outside material or the sensitivity or the openness of the soul? If you didn't have an open sore, if it's a normal skin, that may not necessarily hurt that much, right? So we usually try to put our blames on others, but Buddha asks us to turn attention inward and examine actually what really creates pain in you. All our suffering, all our disappointments, all our frustration and anger arise in us because we have an expectation of the opposite. We have an expectation of an ideal situation. We have attachment to an ideal image of a person, of a situation. It is because of that expectation of an ideal situation that we get hurt, get disappointed, and get frustrated. So what really hurt us is not really the other people or other things actually. Our unconscious internal expectations, ideal attachment to ideal images. That's what really hurt us, just like the open wound. So what Buddha has asked us to recognize it and gradually develop our mind. And he says that when you learn the Dhamma, just like you did during the whole 3 months, when you learn the Dhamma, and in addition to learning the Dhamma, we should do a very important thing. We should remember those Dhamma and should reflect those things whenever we encounter a difficulty or challenge, a problem in our life. The Dhamma is not simply to listen to or to remember, as it's something to be reflected on when we are in trouble. Whenever we are in trouble, that's an opportunity for us to reflect on the Dhamma. And Buddha said the second stage in our, when we are studying and practicing, reflecting on the Dhamma, we can come to a point, and Buddha called it Vijju Pamachitto. Vijju means lightning. Have you seen lightning recently? Who has seen the lightning? Have you seen lightning? Especially if you have seen lightning in the night, that would be so beautiful, right? Of course, when you don't have any street lights or anything, when you have a lightning, and everything will be in the dark, but when you have a nice, beautiful lightning, for a second, everything in the surrounding area will be very clear. But when the lightning is gone, everything is back in darkness. Buddha says that when we listen to the Dhamma and know the Dhamma and keep reflecting on those Dhamma, comparing that Dhamma with our own life experiences, there can be moments of lightning happening in us. That's a lightning of wisdom. It's a glimpses of understanding. Wait for such moments. Those things happen. There will be a moment. There will be a suffering. You are frustrated in the traffic, for example. If you have enough even enough mindfulness to bring the Dhamma that we have listened to, what creates pain in me? Or maybe someone sent you a bad, nasty text or email, and you got really hurt. Instead of blaming the person, you turn inward and check, why I'm hurting so much? What is my expectation here? What is my attachment here? What is my ideal image here? If you can reflect on that, there will be moments of realization. Those are like those lightnings that will make things very clear for you at that moment. Of course, you will be back to normal after that. But once you saw that in that lightning you can see surrounding, then even though it is dark, now you can walk carefully because you have seen the other obstacles. Even though it is dark, you can still walk. So there can be moments of such realization happening in your life. So, but those realization happens when everything is dark. The true realization of Dhamma happens not when we are happy, when we are in trouble, when we are greedy, when we are suffering, when we are frustrated, when we are disappointed. That's the darkness. It is only in the darkness we can see a lightning. So whenever you are in trouble, pain and disappointments, remember that this is a good time for me to have a lightning. And reflect on the teachings that you have learned from the Bhantes. And try to see what is really connected to this situation now. And what is in my mind that makes this pain coming. Not really putting the blame on others, but try to recognize the causal relationship between our own expectations, desires and attachment, and the pain and suffering that we are going through. There will be moments of those lightning happening in us. That's a great thing. And wait for that. So any moments of challenge, any moments of pain, suffering, problems, don't worry about that. It is the darkness that is required for a lightning to happen. We just have to apply, remember, and connect some important teachings that we have heard in our life. And that lightning, if that lightning happens, maybe not all in our own problems, that lightning may not happen. But you can keep trying. There will be a moment that you will see that lightning. That will change your life. That will become that your knowledge of the Dhamma become your own realization. That is how our knowledge transforms into wisdom, panya. So wait for those moments and keep reflecting on Dhamma when you are in trouble, when you are in unhappiness. Even though when you have an argument with your family members, when you're having hurtful feeling, that's a good time for you to reflect. What really hurts me here? Is the word coming from another person, or my own expectation, or my attachment to ideal situations? Keep reflecting on that. You can see how this suffering arises in our mind. Like at least gravity of the suffering is decided by our own images, our own expectations, our own cravings, not necessarily other people's behavior. But right now you just know it, that's all. But you have to have a personal realization with your actual situation. That is where the lightening comes. That's where you make it to a personal realization. That's called Vijupama. So I hope that by next Kathina ceremony you will have a lot of lightnings happen to your life. And for that you need a lot of darkness. I think you have enough darkness will happen. We are always, we are having all the dark moments in our life, but only problem is that there's no lightening. But if you keep reflecting on the Dhamma, there will be moments of lightening that will open your mind. What's going to happen, more lightening you are going to have, then you will move to the next stage, what Buddha called Vajirupamo Chitto. Vajira is a term for diamond. Diamond is something that's so strong, so strong that nothing can hurt it, right? The diamond is so strong, even though we try to cut that diamond with metal or any other stone, that will not get cut. A diamond is so strong. So our mind can become like a diamond. Think about it, it is originally like an open sore, like an open wound, so sensitive, a little strong wind, little dust can hurt us so much. But now we have reflecting on the Dhamma and try to see the causal connection between our own desires and the situation. And we have moments of lightening. And more lightening you have, you are gradually transforming your mind from an open soul to a diamond. And that's what the enlightened sages experienced. Nothing in this world can hurt them. No one can make them angry. No one can make them disappointed. Nothing will frustrate them because they have accepted the things as they are. And they have not given so much value to the external things happening. And they have transformed their mind to such a perfect state. We are not there yet, but we are moving towards that direction. So, but for that we need more and more lightening. And more knowledge of the Dhamma and more reflection of Dhamma with our own life when we are really having difficult times. So gradually we can make our mind to that state. So that's the goal of our spiritual path. So every year when we get together, we should check on each other how many lightnings you had and how. And sometimes we may start with an open soul, but that soul can get a little bit healed. And earlier, even very little things can disturb you, but now you have developed some immunity, some resilience that, not many things can hurt you, but there can be still certain things that can hurt you. Of course, your family members are the last one to go, because, you can make your mind that not to be hurt by other people, but when it comes to family members, it will take more lightnings. It will take more time, because they know your buttons. So it will take some time to develop resilience to get not to get hurt by them. But we can gradually go there, and that is the goal of our practice. But one important realization when we move from an open soul mind to a diamond-like mind, one important realization we get is actually understand that everyone in this world is a victim of their own defilements. We are all practicing this spiritual path. Many people who have not heard the Dhamma, who have not practiced yet, everyone is like an open soul. Don't you think that? Everyone is in pain. Everyone is hurting because of their own defilements. So we develop deep empathy towards them. And you kind of accept them. You don't get angry with others, but you develop deep compassion. That's the important change that will happen when you more and more reflect. I have a very small story to share with you as the last thing in this Dhamma talk. This is a story about a Chinese farmer. This Chinese farmer lived on a mountain. He had to carry water every day from the stream flowing at the bottom of the mountain. So he had two pots. hang on the pole that he will carry on his shoulder. So every day he come down, he fill 2 pots, and he carry that pots, carrying that 2 pots are tied into a pole, to both sides of the pole, he carry that pole all the way up. But one pot has a crack. So when a pot has a crack, when it's full of water, what can happen? Can anyone guess? A pot with a crack, full of water, what can happen? Huh? Anyone can give me an idea what can happen? It leaks, yes, good, it leaks. So this farmer carried this pot, 2 pots. One had a crack. All along the way when he climbed up, that one pot is leaking and leaking and leaking. By the time he reached the top, he only have half full of pot. Or other half has been dripping all the while. So he kept doing this. Every time he come with the 2 pots, but by the time he reached top, he only have 1.5 pot water. But he's just doing this every day. One day, one of his friends came to help him. He realized that his one pot it has a crack. He asked him, "You have this pot with a crack, and you only get half of the water by the time you reach home. Why you keep carrying this pot?" He said that, "I just understood that there's a crack in the pot. I knew it from the day one. But instead of getting rid of it, I utilized it. Did you see all the beautiful flowers along the way that I'm coming up? After I realized that there's a crack in the pot, what I did, I spread some seeds along the way. When I carry that pot that's leaking, I let that pot to water all the seeds that are all along the way, and now there are beautiful flowers. So instead of getting rid of the pot, I utilized it. I found a way to make it useful and be with it. And then it's become such a beautiful thing. Every day I carry that pot with a crack while watering the plants, flowers all along the way. A smart way of accommodating, utilizing the pot with the crack. When you think about the people that you are living with, you have to work with, you have to live with, you have to work with. Many people are like pots with many cracks. So you can keep complaining, you can keep blaming, you can keep trying to correct them. That's one way. You may have tried that. Very exhausting, very difficult. Or you can think about this Chinese farmer. Can you find a way to somehow accommodate them and utilize, accept them with, they are with cracks, and then try to utilize them? And remember, you yourself is not a perfect pot. You yourself is also a pot with some cracks, just like the other pots. So instead of blaming, we can accept it, accommodate it, and then try to live with these pots of crack in the Buddhist understanding, knowing that everyone is a victim of their own defilements. We are not perfected. We have to accept that everyone is victims of their own defilements. If they haven't practiced the Dhamma, their minds are becoming like open wounds, open sore. They are hurting so much. Even you may not intentionally hurt them, but they will get hurt. Once they get hurt, they get ugly. We just have to have compassion, empathy towards them, understanding our own soul, our own wound, and try to recognize it and heal it. So when you understand that, that will help us to live a harmonious life with imperfect people. So whole samsara is imperfect. Everyone is, the victims of defilements. We just have to understand it. So I hope that when we truly understand that will develop our immunity, that will develop our resilience to live our life really well. So that is the real purpose of living this Dhamma life. I hope that when we meet next year, hopefully Bhante Mudita will be 74 years old. And he's the only one who remembers his age during the Kathina ceremony because his birthday happened in October. All of others, we forget about our age. He always remember his birthday. You know, we around Kathina we celebrate his birthday. He only 74. You know, and some other months I heard that he will be close to 50. Cannot imagine. And many of you will be, you know, in many other, you know, different areas. But we will be growing older and older. You know, hopefully Bhante Kusal will have a new pair of glass, and you will see actual maturity of the people. But so we will be growing older and older. We will be weaker than earlier. But we can be stronger in our understanding. We can be stronger in our spiritual ability. We can be stronger in recognizing our own defilements. And we'll be stronger in overcoming our own defilements. That's the only real growth we can have. So I wish for you to have many lightnings during this whole year. And the more lightnings we have, more glimpses of realization we have, you'll be more matured. I hope that we can gradually move our mind to diamond-like mind. If not diamond, at least some strong rock that is resilient and that we can move through. So with that wish, I will end, and thank you very much for this wonderful, beautiful ceremony. We learned so much from this ceremony, and we are so inspired by our senior monks. And I wish good health to our Bhante Mudita, and we all know that he is our great mentor, he is our great example, he is our great North Star that we are looking into, the guiding us, giving us directions. So let us all wish, may Bhante Mudita be blessed with more good health, because he asked us not to wish long life, but we wish good health. Because when we have good health, he lives very long. So wish him good health and blessed with good health, and may he maintain his physical strength and mental strength. And may all other senior monks and who have observed the rain retreat in this temple here. I think as Bhante Sankita mentioned, this is the best rain retreat they ever had with 6 resident monks. So I wish all the resident monks who travel all the way from Sri Lanka, Bhante Tissa and Bhante Purna, who really served this temple with bringing Bhante Tissa and himself, and Bhante Rahul and Bhante Dhamma. Wish them good health, peace and happiness, and all the other monks who came different parts of the country and the Canada. We don't have to thank them because this is our ancestral home. But we wish them all good health to continue their service. And to all of you, I wish you to have more good health and more lightnings.
Sadhu.
Thank you, Bhante, for enlightening them.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
So that's such wonderful teachings. Bhante, thank you so much. Itin සඳහන් කරනවා නම් ඉතේ තියෙන සියලු තුවාල හොඳ කරගෙන දියමන්තියක් වගේ ලස්සන ඉතාම ශක්තිමත් ආධ්‍යාත්මයක් මනසක් හදාගැනීමේ වැදගත් කරන අපිට පහදලා දුන්නා. ඒගොල්ලෝ විස්තර සඳහන් කළා. බොහොම ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා. ඒකම පොදක් කරනවා. පෙරවතුනා කහවතුන්ට පිටුවකින් වැඩම කරලා උත්සාහ කරලා